So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Green morning, green afternoon, and green evening, wherever you are world over. All our brothers and sisters, we hope you're taking care of your health, your wellness, you're taking care of your family, your neighbors, your community, and all the people, those are directly or indirectly associated with you and those are in contact with you. Please take care of everybody wherever you are. If you are fine, the world is fine. Please take care of your health. So, my brothers and sisters, International Chamber for Service Industry from world over, because 30 million non-resident Indians world over. Those are in different countries, different places, different platforms, in different time zones, in different continents. They are watching this particular program. And I always wonder, why do you prefer to come on a Facebook, on the watch party, live on that, instead of coming directly in the webinar? Because you always feel, if I at the age of 70 can be a student and I can learn from others, I think you should not feel shy. Whether you are a teacher, you are an educator, you are a student, or you are anybody, log in, because if you come in the webinar live, then you get the international certificate complimentary from the chamber as well. So ladies and gentlemen, today is 133. When I talk about 133, that means 133 आज का जो webinar है. During this lockdown, during this pandemic, our chamber, International Chamber for Service Industry, has taken only one agenda, that how to reach out every youth, every child, every teacher, every person world over. We are constantly in touch with the UNESCO, and particularly the people, those are working to empower the present education ecosystem during this pandemic. We are trying to reach them out. This evening is a very pious evening. It's a wonderful evening. It's a very meaningful evening. It's a very vibrant evening. It's a very energetic evening, because none other than the Mataji from the Swami Vivekananda's foundation, that's a teaching for education and youth empowerment, and through Sudeep Majumdarji, who is our advisor for the chamber, and he had been very kind. And I'm so grateful. With the folding hands, I extend a very warm welcome at this age today to Mataji for coming on this particular platform and going to share her vision. When Sudeep Majumdarji told me that kindly see on the YouTube, and when I started seeing on the YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, you won't believe, at the age of 70, I don't want to tell lies, because I've got nothing to take. I have to only give at this age. Whatever time I'm left over on this planet, I want to give back to the society, to the humanity, because my father was in army, grandfather in army. I come from the armed forces. When I joined army, I wanted to retire from the army, but the God had something else in the storage for me. And after a particular time, I had to switch over. I had to do my master's and my PhD. And after that, I moved on deputation from the Indian Army to the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. And when I moved over there, I set up the first National Institute of Tourism. I drafted the first MBA Tourism in a very humble way for the country. And then I realized, God, can you be so kind? Can you be so extra kind to me? What I was thinking and what you have done and what you have taken out of me. Why I'm sharing with all of you, when I saw the first video of Mataji, when I saw the second video, when I the third video, you can't imagine each and every video of hers, which I saw on the YouTube. It was so inspirational. It was so motivating that I requested Sudeep Majumdarji, we have to request her. And none other day could have been more pious than to be coming on India Teachers Day, that is on 5th of September 2020 today, where she is with us. We extend on behalf of our entire chamber a very hearty welcome, very warm welcome, right from the bottom of our heart, because she has given so much. You will see it yourself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, from our chamber and on behalf of all the dignitaries and our esteemed guests, distinguished guests this evening, India's Teacher Day, Happy Teachers Day to all of you in India. Our chamber because I just want to brief me Mataji so that she should know what all has been done, what all we have been doing, and what all we plan to do. ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, like in India, you have got CII, you have got FICCI, you have got PhD House Chamber of Commerce, you have got SHM. Similar way, we have got International Chamber for Service Industry, which takes care of the non-resident Indians. All the people, those have come outside India, what are they doing? How are they doing? What are they contributing? How can they contribute? How there can be a more, humble inputs coming from their side to empower India's social, cultural, heritage, economy, whatever we can talk about. 30 million Indians abroad in different countries. So it's a chamber, non-resident Indians, corporate and the government interface. And we are so deeply indebted that the Honorable Prime Minister of India announced the new education policy for India. And all the teachers should be extremely happy. And when I flipped through the two coins, it is last change was in 1986. Just the last two words, you recoin. 86 you reverse and you make 68. So 1968 was the first policy. You recoin, rephrase, 1986 was the second policy. And thereafter minor changes in 1992 and now this education policy. And when this education policy has come, we world over, all my non-resident Indians, they are so enthusiastic, they are so happy. And they say once this gets implemented, where there is no art, no commerce, no tight compartment of the science, child who is taking science can learn music. Asha Bhosle ji complimented the Prime Minister of India and the Education Minister of India and the entire cabinet. The person who is doing commerce can do fashion designing. The person who is doing arts can do hospitality. So once again, if India has to become the Wish Guru, it is only through the route of education, which all of us, we have to follow. So heartiest congratulations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know during this pandemic, the entire world is passing through a very difficult times. The thought processes are affected. Business is affected. Physical and mental health is affected. And the main part of the universe is education is deeply affected. Children are away from schools and colleges and institutions. And as per the UNESCO latest report, 1.86 billion children are not able to go to schools and colleges and institutions. And another report which I read, 11 girls are planning to drop out after this pandemic get over, and they don't want to get back to the schools and educational institutions and all. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to do the hand holding of everybody. And that's why India is known as Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. One world, one love, one family, all of us together. That's why our chamber, Monday to Sunday, yes, you have heard it correctly. I'm not talking about Monday to Saturday or Monday to Friday. Who has made Saturday and Sunday? No. I always tell everybody, Sunday we breathe, we take breakfast, we do all activities. Then why not to work on Sunday? In India, the Prime Minister has not taken even a single day holiday from the day he has taken the responsibility. If he can work at this age, why can't we work? We all can work, and we have to work Monday to Sunday. And every evening, right from 25th of March, all of us, we have got together. 7 to 8 p.m. we come live every day in the evening, and we try and work out. Whosoever needs any kind of a hand holding, we want to help the entire universe, because the entire world is one family. आइए शिक्षा को प्रासंगिक बनाएं, making education relevant. It should have a meaning in our life, and that's why we have got Mataji this evening. She's going to discuss with us. Our chamber, this entire series is dedicating to women empowerment. My son always tells me, Dad, you're a very bad father. I said, why? He says, you love your daughter more than me. I said, what do I do? When I educate you, I'm educating individual. But when I'm educating my daughter, I'm educating 7 subsequent generations. The girl child empowerment is so important, ladies and gentlemen. The women empowerment we got to take care of. And this is something, a beautiful journey that nowadays we learned that in India, Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao, a lot of campaign, a lot of projects, a lot of things. In humble way, we are also doing every evening the webinar, what we do. We get 5 girls, school girls, college girls, institution girls from the world over. 5 of them, they come and they just talk about how to save water. We are talking on the water conservation campaign. Jal hi Jeevan hai. Jal hai to jeevan hai. Jal Sanrakshan is very important. Water conservation is the part of our deliberation. And a soldier, my brother officer in India, in Bangalore, he is the person who is helping me, Colonel Manon, who is getting the 5 girls every day from the world over. So ladies and gentlemen, then comes Saturday morning, but now we have made it Friday. And Friday, yesterday was Friday evening. I'm thankful to Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya ji. He is the Secretary General of the International Buddhist Confederation. 500 million plus Buddhism followers from world over. All the international speakers are coming together for what? What is the Buddha's teaching? What is the relevance of Buddha's teaching in today's education system? And that we have got every Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we go just flat. And then comes Friday evening, we talk about Buddhism. And then comes Saturday. Today, after this program, you will have Ayurveda. You will have Ministry of Ayush. Because it is not only education we are talking about. We are talking about global wellness also. Yoga, meditation, naturopathy, nutrition, organic, whatever we can think about. So with Namo Gange, our chamber, International Chamber for Service Industry, today, the total focus is going to be on the anti-diabetes, how to take care of yourself and your body. 5 yodhas, 5 warriors, they will come this evening. Sunday morning, beautiful morning. Sunday should be more productive than Monday to Saturday. Sunday morning, Professor Satyendra Dhiman comes. He is the awardee and he received the Best Management Professor Teacher Award in America. He's an Indian. And he comes Sunday morning, 9:30 to 11 o'clock. Before the Prime Minister goes for Mann Ki Baat, this gentleman comes from America, from the Woodbury University, Burbank, California, and he's talking to us on Vidya Se Adhyatam Vidya Ki Aur, an integrative series of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita and 10 Principal Upanishad. This we cover every Sunday in the morning from 9:30 to 11 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, thereafter we move to ASEAN, because ASEAN is the fastest growing economy and Indian culture spread, India's heritage. When you talk about culture, cuisine, art, craft, handicraft, heritage, northeast part of India, to which the Prime Minister of India calls Ashtalakshmi, those 8 states have got a lot of similarities as far as the ASEAN is concerned. And Lord Ashoka took the Buddhism over there through his daughter, his son, and everybody. So every Sunday, 5 p.m., we have got a wonderful journey where we talk about India, ASEAN, and of course with a focus on northeast part of India. And people, those have lost the job, people, those have suffered in this pandemic, people, those were doing small business, micro, small, and medium enterprise. We have taken from India the former chairman and managing director of the NSIC, from the Ministry of Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise, Mr. Rabindranath, who is chairing this particular deliberations and discussions every Sunday at 7 p.m. Should you need any kind of a support to sustain your business, to start your business, to empower yourself, and to work out, the positivity Mataji will give today, and she will talk to all of us. Now, the Golden Triangle in India was earlier known as Delhi, Agra, Jaipur. But the new Golden Triangle, which we talk about from 25th of March to 31st of August, 149 countries, which our chamber has collected the research. First of all, we all got to understand B2B should not be named or known as business to business anymore. It should be known as back to basics of life. If you have the basics of your life, if you have a survival, I have started cultivating my own vegetables. I'm making use of every corner, my rooftop, and I'm growing my own vegetables. Next 1 month, I can have my nutrition, food, everything. So ladies and gentlemen, all of you world over, and particularly all my brothers and sisters in India, I would request all of you, please grow your own vegetables. My son asked me the other day one question, and I was telling why this idea didn't strike me. You know what he told me? He told there are state highways and there are national highways. Why do we grow trees over there? Why didn't we grow the fruit trees over there? The people, those were walking on those areas when the lockdown was declared, had there been fruit trees, they would have plucked the fruits from there, they would have survived, they would have eaten, and they would have not asked anybody anything. So why not to grow the fruit trees? I realized that day, Today's generation is very meaningful. They are very creative. These millennials, don't underestimate them. So ladies and gentlemen, food is the first part which our chamber has done the research. Health and wellness is the second part. And that's where I have requested Mataji to talk to us today, because most of the people devote time in the gym on their body. They try and make packs, but mentally they are very weak. They stumble onto minor problems, minor difficulties. When you are mentally robust, you will not have any difficulty in life. And third part is, ladies and gentlemen, education. Because that's what our chamber has taken the responsibility. Right from March onward, we have taken. And all these months, I have realized one thing: my rest of the life, I have to dedicate only on education, empowerment, and hand-holding of the poor children. Those are socially from the economically weaker section. We got to help them out. So with these words, ladies and gentlemen, let's come what our chamber is doing from morning 9 o'clock to evening 9 o'clock. Our chamber is trying to reach out everywhere, world over, to everyone, wherever you are. We are trying to help out the best possible way so that all of us together can take this particular journey. This was the deliberation from the world over, from the morning till 5 o'clock. That's why I was late by 4 minutes. My apologies for that. But this program got over at 5:15. So this program, and we got the people from the different countries from the world over, those joined us. So now this is the complete program which ICSI is doing for the whole week. And this is what we believe in. Whatever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together. Let's make education relevant. Global conference of educators, motivators, technocrats, counselors, wellness experts, corporate, government administrators, and decision makers, all of us together. We got to empower the education system. And if we can empower the education, nothing else is needed, ladies and gentlemen. That is something. Mataji, today on the India's Teacher Day, we dedicate this song to you, and we release this song before you, which has come, which has been written, and which has been sung by Mr. Sumit Khajuria. And this talks about how to make India's education system empowered. I will take only 2.5 minutes, and thereafter I will hand you over to our friend Sudeep ji, and he will introduce you, and we will work out. So I go to the next one. Let me just come back, because technology I also got to pick up. Okay.
विश्व गुरु बनना है भारत, भारत का सम्मान करो। विश्व गुरु बनना है भारत, भारत का सम्मान करो। शिक्षा के पथ पे आगे बढ़कर, शिक्षा के पथ पे आगे बढ़कर सबका ही कल्याण करो। भारत का सम्मान करो, भारत का सम्मान करो। आर्यभट्ट से उज्जवल शिक्षक पूर्ण जगत में छा जाओ। आर्यभट्ट से उज्जवल शिक्षक पूर्ण जगत में छा जाओ, श्रेष्ठ वर्ग के तारे बनकर अपना नाम भी चमकाओ। विश्व गुरु बनना है भारत, भारत का सम्मान करो। विश्व गुरु बनना है भारत, भारत का सम्मान करो। शिक्षा के पथ पे आगे बढ़कर, शिक्षा के पथ पे आगे बढ़कर सबका ही कल्याण करो। शंखनाद से सकल जगत में गौरवमय गुणगान करो। गगन कल्पना एपीजे कलाम और भगत सिंह बन जाओ। साहस करके झांसी जैसा जीवन का बलिदान करो। गगन कल्पना एपीजे कलाम और भगत सिंह बन जाओ। साहस भर के झांसी जैसा जीवन का बलिदान करो। विश्व गुरु बनना है भारत, भारत का सम्मान करो। विश्व गुरु बनना है भारत, भारत का सम्मान करो। भारत का सम्मान करो, भारत का सम्मान करो, भारत का सम्मान करो, भारत का सम्मान करो।
So this song is dedicated, Mataji, to India today, to the entire country. And nothing could have been more pious than to have you with us today. And so grateful to you, so thankful to you. I would request Sudeep Majumdarji to formally, you got to unmute your mic and you got to formally introduce Mataji, and thereafter. Sudeep Majumdarji is the advisor, and he has been very kind. From today, we are starting the journey, Vivekananda's teachings, Vivekananda's philosophy, Vivekananda's inputs for the students, as well as for the educator and the entire education system of India. Sudeep Majumdarji. No, your voice, your audio, your audio.
Am I audible now?
Yes, now it is there. Now it is there.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Sharma. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to have the privilege to be the moderator of the webinar series organized by ICSI on relevance of Swami Vivekananda's teachings in today's education and for youth empowerment under the Making Education Relevant program run by the Chamber. And what better day than today, the Teachers' Day, would it have been chosen for the inaugural session to pay homage and respect to the world teacher, Swami Vivekananda. I take this opportunity to pay my humble respects to Swamiji, as he is popularly referred to, and to all the teachers of the universe. My pranam to our speaker of the evening, Reverend Divyanandapana Mataji, who herself has been a teacher and an eloquent speaker who is sought after by the premier professional institute of the country and institutes abroad. She has had a very religious, spiritual career, She is with Ramakrishna Sharada Math. She was the principal of the school run by the Math from 2014 to 2000, for 5 years, from 2014 to 19. And presently, she is the editor of the English journal Samvit, which is published in New Delhi from the Math. She is a gold medalist, and she has, she wears multiple hats as far as educational background and her expertise is concerned, starting from science to Vedic teachings to yoga to, I was reading her profile and I was totally bowled over. Very welcome to Mataji. She has been speaking in the IITs, various IITs of the country, and many of her talks are on the YouTube, as Dr. Sharma just told us, and they are really worth seeing and listening to. It's a message to the youth of today. In today's pandemic environment, when from the child to the old, everybody is experiencing stress and trauma, Mataji has aptly chosen the topic for today's evening as positive thinking. Yes, we all need to be positive, not only now, but always. And more so, the youth who are the vital energy of any nation. In the youth lies the vitality of the society, and the energy needs to be positive, positively directed for the society and the nation to grow. Swami Vivekananda said, "We are what our thoughts have made us. So take care of what you think. Words are secondary. Thoughts live, they travel far." With these words, I would like to request Mataji to enlighten us with the secrets of positive thinking. Mataji.
I'll just put off the speakers. It would be better if I stand. So, namaste to everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. And I'm so happy to be part of this chamber, to be with all of you today, because I can see you are already radiating so much positive energy. Dr. Gulshan Sharma ji is a real inspiration for all of us. And he actually embodies what Vivekananda wanted. And so I'm really, really happy and delighted to be here. And we have an international audience, a whole lot of NRIs who are interested in Vivekananda's philosophy and the great work that this International Chamber of Service Industry is doing. It is really inspiring to see the PowerPoint which was shown just now. So really my namaskars to the great work you are doing. It is really, these are the things which will motivate our youth force, not just our youth force, but the educators of this nation, the policymakers of this nation, to move towards a more idealistic society, to move towards higher goals in life, to motivate our young people to the highest ideals in life. And since this chamber is dedicated to empowering young people, empowering women all over the world, so I'm blessed to be part of this event, I would say. And especially on this sacred day, Teachers' Day, we all revere our spiritual gurus, especially Swamiji, to be you can say, the carriers of the great message of our Upanishads, our Vedas, and it is through them that we have learned all these life management skills which will help us lead a better life, move towards great goals in life. So the topic chosen today by, I think, Dr. Gulshan Kumarji is positive thinking. And I think that's a spectacular topic, contextually very important just now, because whether there is a pandemic or no pandemic, we need to maintain a positive state of mind all the time, and especially so now when our jobs have been affected when our education has been affected, all the more so it is required to maintain the right state of mind in order to live well, in order to elevate our life to a certain level, and in order to be successful at whatever we do, and not go into depression, not go into stress, anxiety. Many of these problems are self-created, created by our own uncontrolled, untrained minds, and they lead to psychosomatic diseases in our body, as you all know. So it is so very important to generate and maintain positive states of mind. This is the great miracle of life, positive thinking. And today for the next, I think, half an hour or 40 minutes, I'm going to dwell extensively on how to do this positive thinking business. This is the most important thing required for our youngsters just now, because unless we are positive, you actually can't do anything properly. In a negative state of mind, you cannot generate any positive outcome. And that is why we will dwell on this great miracle of life, how to handle our thoughts, how to keep them positive. And if they are positive, you actually work your way to great health, great relationships, great achievements, and whatever you wish to achieve in life, whatever you want to get, whatever your goals are, you can achieve them easily. And without this miracle of positive thinking in our life, you may be in a very good environment, but you can suffer anxiety, you can suffer depression, and there's a whole lot of youth problems today, an actual crisis which can take you over, which can actually overcome you, remove your vital energies, and put you into states of mind where you are productively zero. You cannot produce anything positive. So since I work in the IITs, I am fairly aware of this problem. The extent to which the training, mind management training, has not taken place over perhaps 2 generations. As a result, we have lost some of these basic ideas which are found in our Yoga Sutras and in Vedanta about how to handle your own mind, your own equipment. Because tell me, what is the point in knowing everything about this world? And even beyond this world, we know so much about the stars, we know so much about the various galaxies, but we don't know about ourselves. We don't know the depths of our own mind. We don't know the fact of our own true being. What is the point in knowing everything and not knowing oneself? This is the cause for our mental problems. That we don't know enough about this equipment. How to handle the body, how to handle the mind, how to handle our thought and emotion, our will, how to handle our attitudes, our motivations, how to keep them positive always. This is primary education. This should be actually a part of education, but since we have not succeeded, today we will be succeeding with our new NEP, but since for a long time we have ignored this, it has led to enormous youth problems, unnecessarily creating disturbances in your mind by yourself, and not being able to achieve our goals, and hence going into depression. So this can be overcome easily if we understand certain basic principles of mind, which I will dwell upon just now. Let me start with a story by Sri Ramakrishna, who was the guru of Swami Vivekananda. He used to give this very beautiful story. You know, a man, he was wandering in a forest, and then he suddenly came upon a nice, huge, shady tree, and he sat under the tree to take rest. Now it so happened that tree was a kalpataru, a wish-fulfilling tree. So when he sat under the tree, he just started thinking, oh, I'm so tired. I wish there was a cot here and a bed. And you know, a very, very royal bed suddenly appeared. And the man sat on that and thought, what is this? From where did this come? And he lay down and rested himself. Then he thought, oh, but I'm also so tired and hungry. I wish there was some good food. And suddenly an array of very good food just appeared in front of him, and he feasted. He enjoyed himself. And then he thought, something very strange is going on. Whatever I think is happening. And I wish I had something nice to drink, and wonderful drinks, all sorts, even wine and everything was laid out in front of him. and he enjoyed himself. And he thought, really something great is happening. Now I wish there was somebody to press my legs. They are aching. And at once, a whole lot of people came and started pressing his legs. So everything that he thought is materializing, is manifesting as reality. Now this man was very happy, but he did not know the basic rules of mind management. So he suddenly thought, what if a tiger came? Whatever I think is happening. Now if a tiger comes, and a tiger actually appeared there. Because he was sitting under a kalpataru, whatever he thought would happen. And then only fear gripped him because the tiger had come, and the story has a sad ending. The tiger jumped upon him and gulped him up. Because of the simple fact he did not know where to stop his negative thinking. He did not know where to stop his negativity. He did not know how to keep himself positive. So this Kalpataru is our mind itself. Sri Ramakrishna says this Kalpataru tree, not that it is some mythological tree under which only your wishes will be fulfilled. No, it's not like that. Your mind is your Kalpataru. It is your wish fulfilling tree. If you feed it with positive thoughts, you will have a very positive experience of life. This is the miracle of life. And if you feed it with negative thoughts, because you think, well, my thoughts will be according to my life. No. Your life will be according to your thoughts. This is the great magic. It is not that your thoughts, your life makes your thoughts make your life. So don't give this excuse, well, my life just now is suffering from the pandemic. So, well, I'm having negativity. No. Your mind is your Kalpataru and it has to be kept positive, because whatever you think continuously will manifest. This is the power of the human mind. This is the power of human thought. Whatever you think continuously will become real to you. It will even manifest in the outer world. It will become your life situation. Anything you think continuously, you are creating, you are a co-creator in this sense with God. He has given you the mind to shape this world, to frame a great life here in this world, to contribute effectively to this world, to elevate your life to the highest ideals of life. And if you do not use this instrument of mind carefully and positively, you can also get eaten up by the tiger, the problems of your life. So please remember this. This whole thing, this great gift of mind has to do with not just building yourself up, but achieving the highest goals of your life, whatever they are. Today, I don't know if I'm talking just with students. I don't think I'm talking with students. There are also a number of faculty members.
Yeah.
So whatever our goals are in life, your mind will materialize them. It will make it happen. If you keep it positive, if you keep it unidirectional, moving towards your goals. And if it is going in any other direction, bringing it back again and again to our goals in life. With full energy, with full positivity, with full hope. This is the secret of positive thinking. So remember the basic principles of positive thinking. The first principle is what you think repeatedly, you will manifest. You will create it. You will create that situation. You will create that particular object around you. Because see, any object around you, it was an idea in somebody's mind. Even this computer in front of you, it was an idea in somebody's mind. It materialized into an object. Everything in life is like that. It was a thought in somebody's mind. So whatever is your thought today will manifest tomorrow in the outer world. So take care of what you think. This is the first principle. The second principle is whatever you feel. Feeling also is a thought with emotion. So whatever you feel, you will attract it into your life. It will become your experience tomorrow. Today, what you feel repeatedly, it will become your experience tomorrow. You will attract it into your life because you are giving it power through thought, through emotion. This is the second principle of positive thinking. And the third principle is whatever you imagine in your mind will become your reality. If you imagine enough for a long period of time with consistency, you are actually changing the thought vibrations and hence the material vibrations around you. It will happen to you if you imagine strongly enough. So thought, emotion and imagination, these three are the basic principles of positive thinking. What you think repeatedly, you will become, you will materialize. What you feel repeatedly, you will attract and experience. What you imagine repeatedly, you will create, you will generate it. It will become your reality. This is called, in psychology, the law of attraction, which means you attract into your life the experiences you want. You attract into your life the people you want. You attract into your life the fulfillment and joys you want. You attract into your life anything you want to achieve through the magic of positive thinking. It is you who attract. And if you do not know this basic law and do not consciously do positive thinking, you can attract the wrong things. You don't want them, but you will attract them. If you encourage fear in your mind, anxiety in your mind, any form of negativity in your mind, you will attract that particular thing only. Please know this. This is a law. This is the law of God because you are sitting under the kalpataru of your mind. What you think, you will attract that into your life. If you think fear, today I have seen a number of youngsters. What will happen to us tomorrow? We are not sure of our jobs. Once this thought comes into your mind, stop it there and consciously think, I will have a great tomorrow because I have a healthy mind and a healthy body. This is God's gift to me. I can do anything and everything. This was the basic message of Vivekananda. All power is within you. You can do anything and everything. Repeat this to yourself again and again. Towards the end of this session, I am going to make all of you do a 5-minute meditation on affirming this, affirming all of this so that this gets stuck in your mind that positive thinking is not an option. It is part and parcel of education. It has to be done for a great life, for great achievements, for great goals. The mindset must become like that. And for that, you must not just not think negatively, you must not even speak negatively. Some people have this tendency of saying, oh, isse kya hoga? Ab situation aisa hai, kuch nahi ho sakta. Never ever given to all this. In our Medha Suktam, which is a very beautiful hymn in the Vedas, Brihadvadeva Vidate Sudhira is said, which means we will talk great things. Because what you talk is only a result of what you are thinking. And that is why your thinking will be affected by your speech also. And if you talk negatively, gradually you start thinking negatively. So talk and thought, both of these should always be positive. And you will see you radiate such a positive energy that even if there is a stone, an obstacle on your path, it will just get blown away by your positive energy. Because thought is energy. According to Yoga Sutras, your vital energy in your system, what we call Pran Shakti, this itself expresses as thought. This is the powerhouse of your mind, and it gives birth to thought. It is an expression of energy, thought. So how you are thinking is giving energy to that particular thing. If I'm thinking positive about something, I'm radiating positive energy. If I think negatively, I'm radiating negative energy. And I will attract according to what I think. If you radiate negative energy, you will draw negativity to you. That is why I said, you will create the experiences which you don't want just by not keeping attention on your thought process. So condition yourself, commit yourself to positive thinking. No matter what your circumstances, they are secondary, they are tertiary, I'm telling you. What is happening in your mind, what is happening in your heart, that is your primary experience. This is the first person experience which yoga talks about so much. If that is regulated, your life will be in your hands. Because your situation will happen as you want it to be by the power of your radiant positive energy. What you repeatedly think, it will manifest in your life. So affirm positivity. Always think, I am a child of God. This is your real identity, that you are divine by nature. By your very nature, you are the Atman. Vivekananda sab samay ye kehte the. Your very nature is the Atman manifesting through a body-mind complex. So already all power is within you. All knowledge is within you. All capacity is within you. Great love is within you. Potential for everything is already within you. You can either unleash that potential through positive thinking, or you can block that potential through negative thinking. Don't ever pay attention to what another may be thinking of you. Only what you think for yourself is going to matter in your life. This is the next important principle of positive thinking. What others think about you is always secondary. What you think about yourself is primary. If you are thinking positively, if you have cleared your system and you are extremely goal-oriented, with a great will, with a beautiful mind, achieving your goals is only a matter of time. So let me put all this into a form which is easily digestible. See, once you have known the law of attraction, what is the law of attraction? What I think, I will manifest, I will become. What I feel, I will attract and experience. What I imagine, I will create. This is the law of attraction. For this law to work, the first point I told you was, never simply dwell on the present situation. Don't simply say, अभी तो ये pandemic हो रहा है, इसलिए मैं इतना सफर कर रहा हूँ. Don't say this. Even a pandemic can be an opportunity to learn and grow. Say this to your mind. This situation is teaching me something. So I'm going to grow in this situation in every way. It is an opportunity to grow. Think in this way, and I'll tell you, in a matter of minutes, your very mind, the nature of your mind will change, and the circumstances around you will be all positive. It will help you in whatever you want to do. Don't brood ever on your present circumstances. This is the first thing for this law to work. The second thing is, think only what about your life should be. Because, as I told you, your thoughts create your life, and your life does not create your thoughts. Your thoughts should create your life. Present life should not create your thoughts. That is why take a hold over your thoughts. My thoughts will create my life. My life will not generate my thoughts. Because just now our situation is, we are bound to our homes. We don't have, we are not able to do the things we want to do. This is the situation just now, but it's only a matter of time before it will be solved. But once you condition your mind negatively, tomorrow, even in the post-COVID age, you will keep giving excuses. उस समय ऐसा हुआ था ना, इसीलिए आज मैं ये सफर कर रहा हूँ. This should not happen. No matter what our situation, my mind will remain positive, and it will look upward towards my dreams, towards my goals. Only think of your goals. Abdul Kalam ji कहते थे, a small aim is a crime. A small dream is a crime. Have a great aim in life and a great goal to achieve. And think only about that. जो आपके आसपास रहेंगे थोड़ा बहुत कह सकते हैं, ओ यू आर इम्प्रैक्टिकल. अभी प्रैक्टिकल सोचो, यही प्रैक्टिकल सोचना है. Don't listen to any negativity. Only think about the great goals of your life, and just by thinking about it, they will materialize. This is the truth of positive thinking. And then one more thing for you to follow for this to work is, as I told you, thought is energy. What you give energy to is going to work. Isn't it? This life is nothing but energy. If you continuously keep giving positive energy to your goals, they are going to happen. Thought is energy. What you give energy to, that will work out. That will happen in your life. And the last thing you should know about positive thinking is, what others think about you does not matter at all. Please remember this, because I see in the life of a whole number of youngsters, their only sense of themselves is what others think about them. This is the great problem with our youth force. A little spiritual knowledge will make you independent of this. Once you get a hold over your own mechanism, you will understand what I think about myself is all that matters. And know for certain that you are a child of the divine, you are a spark of that divinity, and hence all blessed qualities, all the great virtues of life are already within you. ये तो आपकी सत्ता है, ये तो आपका परिचय है. You are divine by nature. Swami Vivekananda used to say this again and again. Call upon the sleeping soul and see how it awakens. Power will come, glory will come, goodness will come, purity will come. All that is excellent will come once the soul is aroused to self-conscious activity. Which means you acknowledge the fact of your divinity and bring it into your mind. This is the soul coming into this awakening, coming into conscious activity. You bring it into your mind, it becomes positive thinking. This is my nature. How can I think small? How can I base my life on fear or anger or hatred or jealousy? Never. That is not your nature at all. Only positivity, a great goal in life, an encouraging outlook for everyone, positive thoughts, positive words, positive deeds, and looking up to life, looking at your goals always, not judging the present situation, not thinking just about what is happening to you just now, not like that. Look upward. There's a beautiful story. Let me tell you that story here before we proceed. Just few more minutes I will take. See, this principle that you, what you are going to realize in this life depends entirely on you, what you are going to achieve in this life. And it does not depend on what others think of you. It does not depend upon your situation, your circumstances, the people around you, your training, your parentage. Does not depend on anything of this, but it depends upon your positive mindset. An example of this I will give you in a real life story, which really happened, which a very famous magazine covered some time back. So the story is like this. It's a real life story. Two young boys were growing up in a Mumbai slum. Now the younger one was just 5 or 6 years, and the elder one was 7 years old. And these two children were growing in a slum, and they had a dilapidated hut-like house in the slum, and the father was a drunkard who could not do anything for the children, and the mother had left the father, and they didn't know a long time she had left him, and the children were just growing up just like that, without anybody's supervision, without education, in the slum, just doing odd jobs and somehow sustaining themselves. Because in the evening, the father would come home drunk and batter the children, and in the morning, he was again off somewhere, nobody knew where. So this is how life was going on. And all the neighbors around would criticize these children because sometimes they didn't even have food to eat. It was such a dire situation. Now it suddenly came to the mind of this younger child who was just 5 or 6 years old, that I don't want to lead such a life. I will get out of this situation by myself. I will get out of this situation because I want a better life. I want a great life. So what did he do? With this goal in his mind, with this idea constantly flashing in his mind, he started frequenting the slum school, which was just outside that slum, and tried to get himself educated. Now it turned out that because he was so goal-oriented, he became very intelligent. In spite of these circumstances, when there was no light at home for him to study, he would sit in the street light and study. He educated himself, he got a scholarship and passed out of 10th standard, and then he entered a college. Again, he borrowed money, took a bank loan, and educated himself after graduation. Then he did so well that a number of people and organizations like these helped him, and he proceeded and further and he took an MBA degree, and he got a wonderful job offer in the US under a very huge company. Gradually he became the CEO. He was the marketing manager, then he became the CEO of the company, and by the age of 35, he was a super success. He was a billionaire, thriving in the US. And he brought great name for that company, a multinational company. And then he slowly started helping young boys in this slum of Mumbai. Boys who were struggling for education, boys who were struggling to make ends meet. And because he remembered his own childhood experiences, and he saw how his grit and his will and his positive thinking had brought him out of that, he started helping these kids. Now, this magazine, which interviewed him, that is also an international magazine. So they took his interview and they asked him, how did you become what you have become? Because your life is such a success story. And by the age of 35, you are doing so much, contributing so much. And he said, well, what do you expect one to become? With a father like that, with circumstances like that, it developed my will, it developed my grit, and I came out of it through effort. Now this same magazine tried to interview one of the people in that slum, and he happened to meet his elder brother who stayed in that same place, who followed in the footsteps of his father. He never got out of that slum, he never educated himself, and he became just like his father, a drunkard, a good for nothing, and a sort of negative element for society. They didn't know he is the brother. So they interviewed him also and asked him, आज आपको ऐसा क्यों हुआ, ऐसी हालत क्यों हुई आपकी? Why did you become what you have become? And he also said, what do you expect one to become with a father like that and circumstances like this? तो आप सोच के देखो, same parentage, same circumstances, same situation, same background. One man became so great and one went so low. There's a saying, two men looked out of prison bars. One saw the mud, one saw the stars. What you see in life, what you think continuously in your mind, what you aim at is all that is going to matter. That is going to materialize in your life. That is going to become your reality. So don't bother about anything else. Don't bother about what your friends think about you or what people say about you. That is all tertiary, not even secondary. The only thing that is going to matter is what your mind says repeatedly. how your mind thinks. What are your feelings? What is your imagination like? This will attract very definite things into your life. Positive thinking, positive feeling, positive imagination will bring all positivity and your goals into your life. This is the great Kalpataru blessing of your mind. It is the great wish fulfilling tree. Whatever you think will happen. Look at Vivekananda's own life. Why should I give you any other example? Look at Vivekananda's life. It is no easy life. If you study it impersonally, in a detached way, study it and see, it is a difficult life. Right from the beginning, at the age of 20, when Vivekananda was still a student, he lost his father. Narendranath lost his father and the responsibility of the family fell upon him. And he had to struggle. This brilliant young man with all well-developed faculties of head and heart and hand, he could not find a job. And when he found a job, due to various problems, jealousies, he was removed from it. He struggled through life. And there was deep, he was a yogi. He was not an ordinary man at all. A man of the highest realization. He struggled because he had to feed his family. At the same time, deep spiritual inclination was there. He was on fire with the aspiration for remaining in samadhi, yoga. And so he was torn between these. This was the conflict in his youth. And then, even when he achieved great success in life, when as a result of his realizations, he conquered America, he conquered the Parliament of Religions, then also there were a whole lot of people who were behind him out of jealousy, out of criticism. But Vivekananda, never once did he go into any form of depression, what we today call depression, stress. You see his life, deep inner faith in himself and in the divine, in God. This is the mark of a great man. Faith in oneself. Vivekananda used to say, first faith in oneself and then faith in God. I call him an atheist who has no faith in himself, Vivekananda says. So he is giving you a complete education of self-management and self-development. You must bring this into your life so that no matter what your circumstances, what your surroundings are, what the people around you are, what your job or workplace dictates you to do, still you are in complete peace and balance within yourself. You radiate only positivity. And what you think repeatedly is going to happen, please remember. This is the most important thing for us to digest and understand, that what I think is actually going to happen in my life. So take care of your thoughts. As Gulshan Kumar ji said, no, I think Sudeep ji said, you are verily what your thoughts have made you. This is Vivekananda's quote. You are verily what your thoughts have made you. So take care of what you think. And all power is within you. You can do anything and everything. Never doubt this. And your life will be great. It will blossom in greatness. It will blossom in positivity and fulfillment. So this is the great secret of a great life, positive thinking. Now I will just introduce you into a 5-minute meditation to affirm all this, and we will conclude the session. So I want all of you to please sit straight. Wherever you are sitting, please sit straight, back straight, neck straight. Still yourself. Close your eyes. Calm yourself completely. Now regulate your breathing. Let us have calm, long, drawn out breath. When you regulate your breathing, please see your system will calm down further. Breathe deeply and freely. Don't rush about anything. Still yourself. Just sitting straight and proper breathing will bring deep calmness into your mind. Please notice this. Just these two factors. Now you are calm. Just watch your mind. It is relatively free of thoughts. Once you regulate your breath, you will see the mind becomes calmer and calmer. Now we will begin the meditation. Imagine a point of light in your heart. This light is the light of your awareness. This is the Atman which you are. This is your real identity. You are of the very nature of existence, consciousness and bliss. You are pure consciousness itself. All power is within you. All knowledge is within you. You are the pure one. You are a spark of the divinity. You are full of magnetic energy. You are the very repository of power. You are the very repository of knowledge, of goodness, of peace, of bliss. This is your real nature. You are not even the mind. The mind and body are your instruments. You are essentially of the nature of God. You are Sat, existence. You are Chit, consciousness itself. You are Anand. You are bliss itself. Because you are of the nature of God, you radiate godliness. You radiate the sheer goodness of life. You radiate peace. You radiate purity. You radiate knowledge. You radiate pure love. Everything that you need is right within you. Everything that you wish for is already within you in potential form. You are the Almighty Soul, the Atman, which is full in itself, which is all content, which is complete in itself, which is ever blissful, ever happy. You are this ray of divine light, which is ever bright and shining, radiating peace and bliss all around. Anybody coming into your ambit feels your peace and positivity. Because you are the Atman, one with all creation. In your consciousness, there is no duality. You are one with everything. Affirm your divine nature because you are that always. You were ever the Atman, you continue to be the Atman, and you will ever remain the same. You are functioning through a body-mind complex, but you are not the body-mind complex alone. Now imagine this point of light which you are, expand in your heart and become one with the radiant light, the infinite light of God. In your essential nature, you are one with God. This is your real identity. Every day, let us affirm that the divine is right within us. My real nature is divinity, and hence all that I need is already within me. All that I have to do is manifest what is within me through the power of my mind, through the power of positive thinking. No negativity can ever enter my life, for I have known the power of positive thinking. God is with me, my mind is with me, so nothing in this universe can be against me. Please repeat this with me, all of you. God is with me, my mind is with me, so nothing in this universe can be against me. God is with me, my mind is with me, and nothing in this universe can be against me. So with this, we will slowly open our eyes and commit ourselves to affirming our great, glorious future every day, our great, glorious destiny every day. And let us commit ourselves to this miracle of positive thinking. Thank you very much. 1 minute, I can't hear you. Just a minute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Thank you, Mataji. I am positively energized after this wonderful session of yours. It's ended with the soothing calmness of the guided meditation session that you took, a small one. True, light and darkness cannot exist together. They cannot coexist. So if we think positive, if we have positive thoughts, negativity will definitely go out of the window. They cannot be there together. So, all the negative thoughts and ideas that are in the world have proceeded from this evil spirit of fear. When we start thinking positive, this fear, the negativity, they all go away, they run away. And as you rightly said, the two stories, you started with the Kalpataru. We can be what we want to be, we think to be. And you ended with the other real life story of the two brothers. It is upon us to decide whether we want to follow the footsteps of the elder brother or emulate the younger one. That is where the effect, the results of positive thinking and negative thinking are so much in light for us to see and learn. It's been a wonderful session. I think there are a few questions in the chat box, but I don't know whether we have time for that. Dr. Gulshan already has a number of sessions and he has been doing sessions in the morning. But what we'll do is we'll try to answer these separately. In the series that starts today, next Saturday, we'll be having a speaker, Swami Kirti Pradhanandji, who is the registrar of Ramakrishna Vivekananda University, Belur Math. He'll be with us next Saturday. And throughout this series, every Saturday, we'll be having many eminent speakers. I now hand over the proceedings to Dr. Gulshan Sharma ji. And thank you so much. Pranam Mataji, thank you for your presence.
First of all, I run short of words. I am speechless because, in fact, in a way, I don't know whether it was right or whatsoever it was. I slept. I felt so relaxed because since morning 9:30 onward, we were doing the webinars, and these 5 minutes which you gave me, these 5 minutes gave me so much of relaxation and soothing to the entire thing. I run short of words because today, on India's Teachers' Day, and when the whole world is passing through these difficult times, whatever it is, although with positivity, what you have mentioned, this will bring new opportunities, everything and all that. But you're coming on this platform, starting this particular series today, it will go a long way in the humanity, in the universe, because it was so much of my wish and my desire at this age that I should start this series with your presence, with you coming on this platform. And from here, we start in a very humble way with Mr. Sudeep Majumdar. I have to make one more request to you. And I do not know, as an elder brother, you have to accept and you have to accede to my request. Once in a month, because you give so many programs to IIT, whatever I was watching your programs on the YouTube to the global fraternity, all these 30 million people, those who have gone abroad, their children are abroad, they are born, they do not know much about India. They have to be linked with the soil over here. Once in a month, if you give us a time, I'll be personally grateful to you. Rest, it's up to you. I can only make a humble request to you, because today it's a wonderful beginning. We have started over here, and through the good offices of Sudeep Majumdar ji, he is the advisor, and he is with the Math for that long. I would make a humble request to you, once you are helping the global humanity and fraternity and whatever we want to call it, and you come from the education background also, at present also you're doing the editor part and all, once in a month, give us just one day, because I want you should help the NRI community and the NRI people also worldwide. With these words, my deep gratitudes and thanks to you. And I would say I run short of words. I run short of words. And I would like to be so grateful to God Almighty. Nothing could have been more pious for me that on 5th of September, India's Teacher Day, through your vision, through your vocals, these things coming. Give blessings to this young boy also who wrote this song. He's dedicating, can you increase your light? Can you increase your light so that some more light can come from Mataji on you? Because he is the person, he conceived the idea, he developed the idea, and he wrote this song for all of us. And finally, we are dedicating to the whole universe, Vishwa Guru Banna Hai Bharat, Bharat Ka Samman Karo. With these words, Mataji, I'm so grateful to you. I'm so thankful to you. And I hope besides that IIT Delhi and other institutions, you would be kind in 30 days to give one day to ICSI and 30 million NRIs also. God bless all of us. Thank you very much for coming. And Sudeep ji, I'm so grateful to you for getting Mataji today over here, because it was such a pious beginning. It's a wonderful beginning, and I can see the entire universe is going to be enlightened, and lots of youth today and educators, they will turn positive, they will think positive, they will talk positive, they will walk positive. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Namaskar. Pranam. आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.